that each and every being had at one point in their life is what kick-started for COVID to get initiated into today's world. And Swamiji beautifully speaks about that. When the solution to any diseases lies in the field of Hindu medicine, till today, the world believes in the modern science and medicine. Ma Sona Kamil, would you like to give us all a little insight on the modern science and the medicine that everybody is relying and depending upon when the solution really lies in the Ayurvedic component of Hinduism, and how the English field or the modern science perceives Siddha medicine or Ayurvedic medicine in today's world? You can just give us a little of your views on how the Western way of the Western medicine, the way the modern medicine is working on finding an end to this pandemic.
So I'll tell you, my views have changed over time, and so what I might feel today and what I might say and reflect may not be what's truly reflective of what how allopathic medicine views Siddha and Ayurvedic medicine currently in this day and time. And I always, before meeting Swamiji, I thought of allopathic medicine as the main science of how we treat sick people, how we treat illnesses, how we treat infections. And I really kind of thought of Ayurvedic and Siddha medicines as peripheral branches that are there, that are nice adjunct, if it's something that's mild and that can be treated with more of a home remedy, or something, and that herbal medicine may take more time. And those were my perceptions, partly because when you go down that path of allopathic medicine, not just allopathic medicine, our community at large, not just in the United States, but across the world, respects allopathic medicine as the main, form of medicine. And that's been, now that I know what I know, I look back and I see it's been curated very specifically in a way that allopathic medicine is perceived as the main science, because there's a lot of financial tie-in to allopathic medicine for various companies. And for this reason, there's publicity and advertising and a lot of outreach that happens over time that has taken place in order to push allopathic medicine into the forefront as modern science, modern medicine. But, if you really think about it, modern medicine, we only started to mass produce medicine and as recent as 1899, when Bayer aspirin was the first medication that was made in mass production. So if you think about 1899, that wasn't that long ago. So we're talking about a little over 100 years that, we're producing medications and distributing them the way that we currently do it now. Whereas when you look at Ayurvedic medicine and Siddha medicine, these are centuries old forms of practicing medicine. And again, it goes back to not just practicing medicine, but how to take care of the body to prevent disease, to prevent illness. And the one thing that I found to be really different between allopathic medicine and Ayurvedic or Siddha medicine is that in my world, when I'm treating patients and I'm taking care of them. But we have very few treatments per se, coronavirus no exception, that we just, treat it and we're done with it. Usually our medicines for most of the diseases that we see and treat are treatments that we put patients on, and then they're on these treatments for long term. Whereas with Ayurvedic medicine, that's not the situation. Their goal is to treat the underlying problem and then be done with it. So they're looking at an end goal and a treatment that finishes at some point. And so those are main differences. And I find that to be incredibly appealing. If we had more treatments in allopathic medicine that we just treated the patient and then we were done, no more treatments, were needed. Now with coronavirus, it's a little tricky because it's a day-to-day situation that unfolds every day we have new evidence, new data, new research, new medications, new treatments. The ones that we thought worked a few months ago don't work today. And now the data suggests that what we thought even as far back as 6 months ago was not adequate or not right or inaccurate. So there's a lot of fluctuation happening in allopathic medicine as far as treatments go for coronavirus. And I'm looking at my fellows, even last week's panelists in Ayurvedic medicine. That isn't the case. They're approaching it in a very different way. We're looking for the next best thing. We're looking for the drugs that will eradicate, but yet we don't know what will happen to those patients that developed coronavirus in this day and age. What will happen to them in 5 years? What type of end organ damage will they sustain? And we don't know those things. Whereas the Ayurvedic physicians, my friends who are practicing Ayurvedic medicine, they are used to dealing with pandemics, which this is the first time we're, any of us are dealing with it in this lifetime, but their science actually teaches them how to deal with pandemics, and it gives them cures and remedies to really get these patients back on track quickly without the ramifications and side effects of the medicines that they're using. So in short, I will tell you, as far as Ayurvedic medicine, I think that there's definitely this branch of medicine that is there that we have unfortunately ignored to some extent at an international level. But there's such depth to this science, and it's such a lost science that's been buried over time, for various reasons. And it's really gratifying to see that there are physicians who are actually, bringing that back and at the forefront, have been practicing it all along, but really it's now finally getting a stage, an international stage to and the coronavirus has done that. If anything, it has done that. It has put Ayurvedic and Siddha medicine on the forefront of the stage, saying, do you guys have solutions, and do you have remedies for this, and can you prevent ramifications and the long-term effects of this virus? And I think that they're showing us that. And allopathic medicine, it would be incredibly ignorant of us to ignore that possibility, that medicine that could actually, there are treatments that could actually prevent problems from this infection later on.
I actually completely agree with what Dr. Sona Kamath said. She had given us an insight on both the Ayurvedic way. Sorry for the technical glitch. Again, like what my Dr. Sona Kamath said, she had beautifully introduced this entire topic of Ayurveda as well as the allopathic view on how in Ayurveda all the remedies that we use till today is exactly what was practiced thousands of years ago, and yet now in medicine it is almost like it continues. As research comes by, the cure, the medication, the prescription, everything changes. And with us here we have Dr. Sandhya, who would like to give us a deeper understanding of the Siddha way and Ayurvedic way.
Yeah. So Hinduism, it is a pure way of life, how we have to live to attain the eternity. The same way Hindu medicines also, the ancient system of medical system also works in the same way. It is not just treating with the diseases and attending to that their symptomatical problems and issues. It is much more beyond that, where it is taking to the different level, really understanding about ourselves and realizing, especially Siddha system of medical medicines. Here, when Dr. Sona Kamanth, she was sharing about various aspects how modern sciences has approached towards the COVID, as well as the Siddha system and our ancient system like Ayurveda and Vedic system, etc. So here, some of the traditional Hindu practices that would have avoided the coronavirus issue completely. Like example, where our ancestors were beautifully practicing the vegetarian lifestyle, which has plant-based food basically. Uh, Obviously, where Majesha was sharing before, uh, where Swamiji quoted about it, the root cause of the coronavirus is meat eating, right? The same way, like our ancestors were beautifully practicing the vegetarianism lifestyle. Then avoid eating from the same vessels, like our in our tradition. It is there, like kind of it's a kind of a very important aspect where we will avoid eating in the same vessels. That's how, like avoid indirect exchange of saliva through food and etc. Obviously the social distancing, it used to practice in our Hinduism, like avoid touching or going nearing to others and etc. And always we used to greet the people with the Anjali Mudra. We won't shake the hand. And nowadays people are telling, like the coronavirus is spreading through our touch hand, especially shaking the hands and all those things. Then obviously in our tradition we used to take bath twice, and where we keep our internal system as well as external aspect very hygienic and clean, etc. But unfortunately these are all the things uh, uh, coming they are labeling as a superstitious things, and like it's a fake myth, etc. That is very unfortunate thing. It is not only just this. Even like example, I can say the neem and turmeric. We can speak, so much about the neem and turmeric, where these works as antifungal, antibacterial, antimicrobial, antioxidant, etc., etc. Anti-inflammatory properties. They are the rich anti-inflammatory. They are having the lots of anti-inflammatory properties, etc. But in our tradition, in Hinduism, the neem and turmeric is a very fundamental and preliminary aspect in our lifestyle. Uh, we can say in the, either nowadays in the, even so many villages, even in India, the right, we can say, like right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, people used to apply the turmeric, especially females. They used to apply turmeric in their body while bathing, and male bodies they used to apply in the forehead, and even we used to in the cookings and all, we used to have this turmeric, etc., which has lots of incredible properties, medicinal properties. um, but the unfortunate thing is, um, we are not able to very freely. We couldn't able to practice these sciences, or we couldn't able to preserve these sciences. Uh, like nowadays, like US has started. Already they got the patent agreement for this turmeric. We don't know, like how long we could, especially practicing Hindus in India, we could able to use turmeric as freely now what we are using. That's a very we need to see very deeply looking, like somewhere we are having the long deep gap between our values and the practicing systems, etc. And neem used to be, like it's having the lots of feminine consciousness in it. Obviously, like Swamiji beautifully explained about Pachapatni Viradam, where stressing about Mariamman. She herself started doing this Pachapatini Viradam for people to save from various pandemic diseases. Um, that comes, like last week itself we have spoken about how the Pachapatini Viradam helps the people to come out from the COVID and all those things. But in that also we used to have like tying the thoranums, like neem leaves in the entrance of the house. In every villages, like in a small root corner of the India also, people will be using the neem leaves. Neem trees will be there in their surrounding houses. As Swamiji said in Kamika Hagama, almost 10 trees has to be there in near to their houses. One of the trees, neem tree. So it is something very beautiful and amazing practice. Hinduism, it's not just something religious based. It is a purely lifestyle, and it is it's a very burning time for us to keep preserve this science alive, and you know um, we have to keep that in the pure form to practice, to transfer that to the next generation.
So I would only like to add that being an allopathic doctor, okay, so even though I've gone into ultrasound, my exposure to allopathy has definitely shown me that we are very symptom based. Primarily, we only attend to the symptoms. We don't attend to the at the being level at all. So the root cause of the problem is never attended. Okay, you're having fever, you give an antipyretic, done. But what is the root cause of that fever? And here, the whole science of Hinduism is completely different. It is based on an incompletion inside of us. Please understand, the whole thing is so different. We have our Gurukul system here, and simply, very easily, okay, just understanding that the incompletion inside of us has caused this physical disease. So it's a psychosomatic origin. So the psych is what is actually given so much of importance, and not so much the soma. The somatic component happens as a byproduct of what your psychological effect has been. So naturally, when it is symptom based, you are hitting at the soma level, at the body level, but you're not actually addressing the mental component, the psychological component, which is actually the cause for the disease. So even as Swamiji has initiated so many of the balasans for doing what's called as a body scanning, we actually find out the root cause of the disease, the root pattern with which this disease happened. Very beautifully in one of the satsang, I definitely need to share this because I was a patient with rheumatoid arthritis. And the most important thing, actually, one satsang was completely devoted to this. And he said the self-denial has caused the rheumatoid arthritis. Please understand how much it makes a difference if I were to understand, oh God, I have denied life. I have not been life positive. I denied certain things in my life when life was coming to actually address, and I could address it within a life positive way. I denied it. The denial caused rheumatoid arthritis in me. Please understand, this is a key and the crux to actually how we address every issue in terms of what our health is. So with this, actually, I also wanted to tell you that food, okay, food is a very primary component of our medicine. Medicine itself is food, which Swamiji has said, and I just wanted to add these few points. Thank you.
That was so beautiful, Mahatma. I completely agree. We do not address the root problem. And just 10 minutes ago, when the satsang was playing, Swamiji beautifully said that because of the karma, the possessiveness, the need to possess things in Mother Earth, and that greediness that we all are carrying is what caused coronavirus. The collective karma of the entire population, the entire world is what has resulted in coronavirus. And Swamiji has beautifully given a solution. And he said, sorry for interrupting. And this reason and the reason behind coronavirus operates from the multi-dimensional logic, not our binary logic. That is why it's very hard for us to bring ourselves to grasp this higher truth that Swamiji is revealing from Kailasa itself. Because understand, this operates from the multi-dimensional logic. Even when Ma Atmanijana was telling that when we get fever, we are given with the antibiotic and that is all. But truth is, fever even comes because of the incompletions that we hold. When Ma Atmanijana said that she had arthritis and She was taking medication for it, obviously, to get healed. Swamiji beautifully said that in a satsang, basically devoted to arthritis itself, he said that it is coming from self-denial, being negative, not being positive in life, being negative, having that life negativity in you is what causes arthritis. So these are solutions and reasons coming from the multidimensional logic. Again, despite the fact that this is actually the root problem, Swamiji beautifully gives solutions in the field of Ayurvedic and Siddha.
Yeah, in Vedic time, the living sciences of extraordinary medical discoveries took human health and longevity to unimaginable levels. We cannot even believe how beautifully they were living, our ancestors were living, and we can see, like, their either their longevity or the form, the body structure, and the strength what they were carrying, the radiant skin what they were having. It's something amazing. Where Swamiji was recent satsangs, he was sharing about the Kumari Kantam, right? Also, it's called as Lemuria Gandam, which was, very beautifully evolved civilization where Muta Kudigal, like that was the first human beings, living that such kind of beautiful civilization. The thing is, like, when in western side, just the man, from monkey to man evolved and started walking and finding out the fire, etc. Here in Kumari Kandam, already this civilization, our civilization, started constructing the temples, living such a beautiful, wonderful life, and all those things. So see the value of this Hinduism and science, where we are living such a highly evolved way. Very intelligently we were, living. Vedic tradition is the spiritual root of all medical and biological, mental health and life sciences. Where Mahatmani Anjalama was telling about the rheumatoid arthritis, it is a life denial based. Is obviously we in ancient system, we treat the people based on the five koshas like Annamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, etc. So, whereas we used to find the root causes where exactly the diseases arise from. That is why even the treatment will be in the same protocol, like we'll be attending to the root issues and giving the root solutions. That's how people, it is not in the emotional and all the aspects. Vedic tradition presents three ways for the extraordinary powers to express through, exactly what Swamiji says, especially when it comes to Siddha tradition. It is based on Mani, Mantra, Aushadha. So it is not just we are treating the people with the diseases. It is much more beyond level where we can give the spiritual breakthroughs also. And here I would like to add one more thing, where Kailasa is basically like we are reviving the temple-based civilization, temple-based lifestyle, right? So one temple can hold the city alive, inspired, energetic, and healthy. The alive, active, living, inspired beings are generated, maintained, sustained, and liberated from temples. Even the Sora times, the Pandya times, they were Arudra Salas. It's called Arudra Salas. They were the Vaidyalayas in the temple, where the priests are not just doing the ritual aspect, doing Abhishekam, etc., but much more beyond that. They used to treat the people where through third eye, they used to download the root causes along with the root solutions. That's how Swamiji very beautifully, by his just a initiation, he is reviving this science very amazingly, which needs to be, it is very emergency condition where we need to preserve this science, and we have to understand the importance of the Kailasa ecosystem.
So here I would also like to add, if time permits, there's something very, very beautiful that I need to add about COVID itself. When Swamiji was talking about it, he exactly said two things. He said, it is not a Shastra, it is a Shastra. So we need to understand this from a deeper aspect, that COVID is a Shastra and not a Shastra. It is knowledge. It is for us to understand why COVID happened. It is not a weapon to kill the human beings. So this is a basic underlying fundamental truth, that we had digressed from what the humans had digressed from what they should have done. And through their the greed component, which is basic fundamental way of lifestyle right now in the modern society, it's only fear or greed based on the greed. They started living a life of exclusivity and not inclusivity. Please understand, whole earth belongs to all the beings, but when the human being started living a lifestyle of exclusivity only for himself, okay, and decided that meat is required for him, a meat-based lifestyle, which is really, human beings are not even designed to eat meat. Please understand, they don't have a short intestine. When you have a very long intestine, you don't eat meat. You eat only a plant-based food. This is a basic understanding that we need to have. A human being's body is not designed to digest meat. And that is why when it is there inside of our system for a very long time, because the intestine is so long, possibility of toxins entering into the body system is very, very high. This is scientific. Okay. On the other side of it is what Smallviji said was about the logic, the cosmic logic and the binary logic, where we definitely need to avoid, completely drop the binary logic when it comes to understanding what the karma we have caused by digressing from where we have.
And I think it's very important to note the fact, when my doctor Atmananjana was saying that we are not designed to eat meat, right? Understanding this fundamental logic is quite hard for people. We have gone so far away from our deep-rooted culture that we don't realize the basic importance of this truth. And I think that is why we need to make a stand. All Hindus out there, we really need to come together and make a stand and scream out, make until your voices are heard, to make Kailasa happen. Why? Because these truths, these ancient Hindu Vedic solutions, although we here are practicing them, were unable to reach out to many and show them the authenticity of these practices, the amount of importance and the way they help. Understand this one truth. Back in our ancient civilization, we Hindus were the most advanced civilization ever. We lived in such a way that there was not a beggar on street. We lived in such a way that with so much harmony, not just that we were self-sufficient. That's true. And the whole concept of greed never existed. Why? Because if I were to have a disease and I go to a doctor and I happen to be a farmer, I don't pay him with money, but my health will pay him through the food that I harvest out of the land. So the entire science.
I would just like to add here, so beautiful. Annam bahukurvita. Okay, so this is what actually Swamiji is talking about. We used to produce a large quantity of food. So there is never any dearth for any food. We had enough for ourselves and enough to give others also.
So here I would like to add one more thing, where Swamiji exactly stressed where, where when it comes to the physicians, we're treating the disease people, right? Swamiji always says they have to give the diet-based solutions. That gives the, permanent solution. The person who is, especially the physician who is treating the people with the diet-based solutions, they are the real physicians. So that's how the whole ancient system of medicine was functioning very beautifully, amazingly. It was like very advanced, level.
Another thing I will add is what we did in the Adi Kailash, when actually the COVID came in. Yes, we had a social isolation. Nobody would come in. Neither we were going outside. No doubt about that, because by nature itself, anything in terms of diseases that happen in Hinduism, there is a natural quarantine that we do. Okay, be it death, be it birth, be it anything. Okay, supposing there is actually, I think even I would say the Pachapatni Viradam happened in the month of March. Please understand, we need to understand what it is. The cycle, she's so beautiful, Devi is so beautiful, because that is the right time actually the virus sets up. See, when the winter ends and the summer starts, there is an interim period when the virus begins. Okay, and that is actually the time she gives the Pachapatni Vedam, which we incorporated in our system to improve our immunity. So every aspect of the Pachapatni Vridam which was given had immunity happening. So we improved our immunity through the Pachapatni Vridam, and that is a basic crux, okay, the basic requirement to handle the COVID. Okay, and so when the immunity improved naturally, it was given. Apart from that, we had our own, what do you call it, the kashayam, okay, just based on ginger, based on turmeric, based on tulsi, that is the basil leaves, okay, and jaggery. That was all that was required, and of course the pepper component. This was all that we were given to actually enhance our immunity system. So you can very well imagine, just based on what we were drinking, okay, and the lifestyle that we were continuously leading here, exactly helped us to combat this. Apart from that, the most important thing, what Swamiji said was, during this period of quarantine, most important is manana and shravana. We went through a huge, beautiful spiritual practice at that time, where in that isolation, we actually expanded spiritually. It so happened, the Chaturmasya process also happened at the same time, and we really evolved because we cut ourselves off from the outside, and we started working on our inside.
And also, where Ma Atmaninjanama was telling about the Pachepatini Vedram, exactly where during Devi is very graceful and amazing, where during March it has happened. The same way, like Swamiji also tells about the lemon piercing and fire walking, etc., along with the Pachepatini Viradam, which is so amazing. It shows Swamiji's compassion and grace. Whoever did the fire walking, their immune system will be shooting up like anything. But unfortunately, in Karnataka, we were not allowed to practice this fire walking. That's how we couldn't able to live our own principles and way of living.
And that is exactly why we need Kailasa to be able to practice these ancient civilizations, ancient truths, and Vedic solutions. And we have come to the most awaited session of the day. We'll be putting an end to this amazing and interesting Jivarsa Sadhas and moving on to the Nitya Satsang. So we request all the participants, viewers, disciples, and devotees to sit with your head, neck, spine in a straight line and get into the space of Paramashiva by chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
சுண்ணாம்பு போல சுருச்ச மோகத்துக்கு எங்க சூரிய நர்வமோசம் எங்கெங்கே வச்சிச்சோ வெத்தல போல விரிச்ச மோகத்துக்கு எங்க சந்திர நர்வமோசம் எங்கெங்கே வச்சிச்சோ
வானம் பூமி காப்பு சாமி நம்ம சாமி
முத்துரவரத்தினமே முந்தவர தீர்ப்பவரே முத்துரவரத்தினமே முந்தவர தீர்ப்பவரே முத்துரவரத்தினமே முந்தவர தீர்ப்பவரே முதிவரு எண்ணங்கள போக்க வைக்கும் ஆண்டவனே முதிவரு எண்ணங்கள போக்க வைக்கும் ஆண்டவனே பாடு பண்பாடு பிறந்த நாள் கொண்டாடு பாடு பண்பாடு பிறந்த நாள் கொண்டாடு நித்யதாய் போல் பாசத்தில் தந்தை வீரத்தில் தாங்கும் தெய்வமாக நின்றாரையா நித்யதாய் போல் பாசத்தில் தந்தை வீரத்தில் தாங்கும் தெய்வமாக நின்றாரையா உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா என்னப்ப நல்லவா எந்தாயும் நல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா எங்கும் நிறைந்தவா எண்ணம் கடந்தவா ஒன்றும் அருமையாய் ஆனந்தம் தந்தவா எங்கும் நிறைந்தவா எண்ணம் கடந்தவா ஒன்றும் அருமையாய் ஆனந்தம் தந்தவா என்னப்ப நல்லவா எந்தாயும் நல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்ற நீரை நம்பிட ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்ற நீரை நம்பிட சீரான பாவம் கொழி நீங்கள் பெறும் வாங்கினே கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தலை நீங்கவா சீரான பாவம் கொழி நீங்கள் பெறும் வாங்கினே கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தலை நீங்கவா உன்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்ற நிலை நம்பிட ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்ற நிலை நம்பிட சீரான பாவம் கொழி நீங்கள் பெறும் வாங்கினே கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தலை நீங்கவா சீரான பாவம் கொழி நீங்கள் பெறும் வாங்கினே கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தலை நீங்கவா உன்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்ற நிலை நம்பிட ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்ற நிலை நம்பிட சீரான பாவம் கொழி நீங்கள் பெறும் வாங்கினே கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தலை நீங்கவா சீரான பாவம் கொழி நீங்கள் பெறும் வாங்கினே கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தலை நீங்கவா உன்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்ற நிலை நம்பிட ஏழாம் உடல்கள் தாண்டி நித்திய வாழ்வும் கண்டிட கேடான காலம் தன்னை வென்ற நிலை நம்பிட சீரான பாவம் கொழி நீங்கள் பெறும் வாங்கினே கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தலை நீங்கவா சீரான பாவம் கொழி நீங்கள் பெறும் வாங்கினே கொண்டாட நித்யானந்த ஸ்புரணம் தலை நீங்கவா உன்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா எங்கும் நிறைந்தவா எண்ணம் கடந்தவா ஒன்றும் அருவியாய் ஆனந்தம் தந்தவா எங்கும் நிறைந்தவா எண்ணம் கடந்தவா ஒன்றும் அருவியாய் ஆனந்தம் தந்தவா என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா என்னப்பன் அல்லவா என் தாயும் அல்லவா தன்னை உணர்த்திடும் தியானம் அளிக்கவா எங்கும் நிறைந்தவா எண்ணம் கடந்தவா ஒன்றும் அருவியாய் ஆனந்தம் தந்தவா எங்கும் நிறைந்தவா எண்ணம் கடந்தவா ஒன்றும் அருவியாய் ஆனந்தம் தந்தவா கண்டப்பன் அல்லவா கரம் தாங்கும் திருச்சூலமோ பூமியில்
கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே ஒரு வீடு ஒரு கூடு அட எதுவும் கிடையாதே சாக்காடு பிடிமூப்பு அதையெல்லாம் கடந்தாரே கண்டாரே கைலாசம் கண்டாரே கூத்தாடும் ஜடையாண்டி அது குறியா கொண்டாரே அதோடு கதை பேசி சிவஞானம் கண்டாரே பத்தோட ஓரட்டு பத்தோட 18 சித்தர்கள் விளையாட்டு எத்தனை பேருக்கு தந்தாரோ விளையாட்டு சித்தங்கா போக்கு சிவம் போக்கு என சொன்னாரே சித்தங்கா போக மருந்தாக தினம் வந்தாரே வடகாசி தென்காசி படிதோறும் சித்தரடி அடியாத்தி முடியாக்கா அடையாளம் கண்டுபிடி கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே கண்டாரே கைலாசம் கண்டாரே கண்டாரே காணாதத கண்டாரே ஒரு வீடு ஒரு கூடு அட எதுவும் கிடையாதே சாக்காடு பிடிமூப்பு அதையெல்லாம் கடந்தாரே கண்டாரே கைலாசம் கண்டாரே கூத்தாடும் ஜடையாண்டி அது குறியா கொண்டாரே அதோடு கதை பேசி சிவஞானம் கண்டாரே பத்தோட ஓரட்டு பத்தோட 18 சித்தர்கள் விளையாட்டு எத்தனை பேருக்கு தந்தாரோ விளையாட்டு சித்தங்கா போக்கு சிவம் போக்கு என சொன்னாரே சித்தங்கா போக மருந்தாக தினம் வந்தாரே வடகாசி தென்காசி படிதோறும் சித்தரடி அடியாத்தி முடியாக்கா அடையாளம் குதிரையிலே பவனி வரும் மீனாட்சி ஆண்டிகள் பக்கரிடம் பாதவத்தரா காட்சி ஊர்வோரும் ஒரு புள்ள அவமாராடி தெருக்குள்ள தோல் மீது போன அல்லாக்கு குதிரையிலே பவனி வரும் மீனாட்சி ஆண்டியது பக்கரிடம் பாதவத்தரா காட்சி வீரமுள்ள ராசாதிராசனுக்கு பூமாலம் போடுகிறது திருநாள் ஒரு போனேறு போட்டி வரும் பெருநாள் வீராதி வீரமுள்ள ராசாதிராசனுக்கு பூமாலம் போடுகிறது திருநாள் ஒரு போனேறு போட்டி வரும் பெருநாள் மாறாத அன்பு வச்ச மகராட்சி மறையாத என்னம் பச்ச மீனாட்சி ஊரோடும் பேரோடும் உறவாகும் ஒரு காட்சி மனசும் இணைய ஒரு நாள் திருநாள் பிறந்தது அல்லாக்கு குதிரையில் அவனி வரும் மீனாட்சி காட்சியது பக்கரிடம் பாசப்பட்டதா காட்சி முடிக்க நடந்தார். பல மேடான பாதையெல்லாம் கடந்தார். ஓடாத வேஷம் பல போட்டார். சுந்தரர் மீனாட்சி கரம் முடிக்க நடந்தார். பல மேடான பாதையெல்லாம் கடந்தார். மாறி போற மல்லுகட்ட துணிந்தாரு. மகராசி தனக்கது பணிந்தாரு. வேறென்ன வாடல்ல வெறுப்பான ஆடல்ல எனக்கத முடிப்பாம்பாரு. நடுக்கிற மறுக்க யாரு?
नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्ति मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus, de facto Kailashians from all over the world. I welcome all the Sarvanyapita Kartas, Ejamans, manifestors, Sarvaparityagis, Srimahans, Mahans, Kotari Tanedar, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasas e-Gurukul students, Kailasas NHU students, ministers, ambassadors, I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Listen. First principle of your personal existence is superconsciousness. Listen. First principle of your personal existence is superconsciousness. Now listen carefully about the implications of manifesting this great truth. Understand, you need to cognize your superconsciousness not because the benefit this cognition is going to bring, but because it is truth. Listen carefully. If you start planning, oh, let me cognize I am superconsciousness because it is going to bring a lot of powers for me, many other benefits. I am going to become rich, intelligent, healthy, powerful, so many things. Let me so cognize this truth, I am superconsciousness. Hey, If you believe, if you decide to cognize your super consciousness because of the benefits it is going to bring, it is called kamya tapas. Kamya tapas is okay. But at one point of your life, if you suddenly lose interest over the results this truth can bring, you may decide not to cognize this truth. But if you cognize this truth, your super consciousness, because it is truth, not just because the benefits it will bring, it is called cognizing the Satya for the sake of Satya, because it is Satya. This is the most direct, simple way of realizing and living the truth. Listen carefully. Super consciousness is all about intense life positivity. It does not end when your body ends operating. When your body decides to disintegrate and go back to 5 elements, the super consciousness does not disintegrate, does not disappear. The first principle, primary principle of your personal existence, listen, I am not talking about your social existence, your economical existence, your political existence, your cultural existence, your linguistic identity based existence. All that is secondary. Your personal existence, the I-ness, before becoming I amness. Listen, the I-ness before becoming I amness. Just like His Highness, how they use the word His Highness for kings, respected people. We can use this word His I-ness, your I-ness for all of us. The I-ness of you before becoming I amness, that first principle of your personal existence is superconsciousness. And it is intense excitement, joy, bliss. It is electrically charging you alive. Listen, the boredom or tiredness you feel, imagine in your life is whenever you deny the first principle of you, the I-ness, and its supremacy, its superconscious existence. Person who can cognize the first principle of your personal existence is superconsciousness and understand its implications in your day-to-day life, never gets tired, bored. He is intensely excited about everything. Everything. He is intensely excited about everything. he is not attached. Listen carefully. Attachment raises from insecurity. Excitement raises from superconsciousness. For example, last few days I am sitting and finding out. You will be surprised, in such busy routine lifestyle. I'm so busy in building the Kailasa in multi-level, establishing diplomatic relationships and so many things all over the world happening. In this busy routine, I was so excited in planning about getting lion cub for Skandamata. I wanted Skandamata to grow up with a lion and peacock. She is Parashakti and Subramanya, means the energy which gave birth to Subramanya. That's Skandamata. She is incarnation of that. So I wanted her to grow with a lion and a peacock. I was Googling and searching how to get the lion cub and take care that the lion grows as vegetarian. Finding out all the international laws. Not only that, see, as far as the health of the baby and protection, that I can manage. That is not at all a problem. Just with a daily Nevedyam, prasadam of my puja, Atma puja, whatever I offer to Paramashiva, with that, the cub will grow. That is enough. That is not the big thing. But the international laws of getting the cub and growing it very protected way and all that. Excitement about everything comes from superconsciousness. Insecurity about everything, attachment about everything comes from denying the superconsciousness, fear. Denial of the superconsciousness is fear. Doubting the superconsciousness is insecurity. Hating the superconsciousness is violence. Listen. Every act of violence, world is suffering, humanity is suffering. Every cognition of violence, every thought, action, word strengthens violence is from denial of superconsciousness. Wherever the superconsciousness, its existence is denied as the first principle of the personal existence, violence starts. Violence cannot grow on superconsciousness. Violence grows when superconsciousness is denied. Due to the large amount of superconscious denial, the humanity is suffering so much of violence, terrorism in multi-level all over the world. In social level, economical level, survival level, political level, in multiple level. Today is the International Migrants' Day. The important problem we need to address is migration has become a necessity. It is no longer a choice. Why? Why? Migration has become a necessity. It's no longer a choice. See, the violent methodologies adopted by the vested interest groups has gone up. Vested interest groups are not wrong, but when they adopt the methodology of the violence, something is seriously wrong. See, always human beings, when they live as a society, community, they will all start cherishing the same common goal. It's usual, natural. Cherishing a common goal, common dream, common vision for a future is not wrong. But when you try to adopt violent methodology to hurt other communities and other interests, then there is something seriously wrong. World is suffering this problem of using violence as the methodology to hurt other communities, other groups, common vision, commonly shared dreams and goals. That is why in the modern day, migration has become a necessity. It's no longer a choice. See, if the migration is due to just globalization, together with advances in communications and transportation, if all this is a reason, then it is a choice. Great. It actually shows the life positivity of the human beings. See, if the migration is due to globalization and advances in communications and transportation, and it is due to your desire and capacity to move to the other places, then it is absolutely life positive, should be encouraged, supported, made easy. But if it is due to emergencies across nations, natural emergencies, man-made emergencies, violence being used on different communities and the other communities' interests, and due to the threats of no choice but to migrate, if this kind of situation, then it should be addressed in the root level. In the root level, this needs to be addressed. We can't afford violence anymore. The natural calamities are too much. That itself is so much. Humanity needs to start addressing that first. Solve that first. Instead, if we are creating the man-made calamities, I think it is something seriously wrong. Understand? We are a civilized society. It is time the whole humanity starts addressing the natural calamities. We all start thinking and working as a global community. Let's all get mature. Let's all get matured. I think few days before in the satsang I was describing maturity. See, I myself saw in my own life, when I started eating for the whole 6 feet body's taste, my taste got matured. I was not searching anymore for the sweet, spicy taste of the 6-inch tongue. I was focusing more on how I feel whole day, alive, awake, excited, inspired. So that became my first priority. So naturally, I started enjoying neem juice, castor oil, haritaki, all those things became very tasty for me. Listen, if we mature in our taste, if the human beings start getting matured in our taste, how our commonly cherished goals are dear to our heart, same way for every community, every society, every nation, their commonly cherished goals are very dear to their heart. We should let them live. If we support, enrich, great. If not, at least let them live. Let us live. Let the whole focus be on more and more life positive. Migration due to globalization, advances in communication and transportation, and due to the desire and capacity, all should be encouraged. But migration due to man-made calamity, I'm not saying stop people escaping from man-made calamity. No, I am saying let us address the man-made calamity's roots and help people to be safe all over the world. Of course, sometimes as a first aid, we need to keep people in safe place, then do the work of bringing peace, trust, all that. Fundamentally, we human beings need to become mature. Paramashiva has given such beautiful planet Earth for us and such powerful superconsciousness which can cognize anything in the universe. We should all be proud about the superconscious possibility we have, only human beings have. We should be grateful to Paramashiva for providing this great opportunity for us. And should celebrate, intelligently celebrate the life positive human possibilities. Kailasa nation is all about celebrating superconscious life positive possibilities for human beings. Whether it is a power manifestation science or alchemy science or Hindu medicinal systems. A Hindu medicinal system itself, the medicine the herb which you consume for cleaning your stomach from gas, fat, unnecessary mucus. The same herb is processed with the sacred sounds, helps you to levitate. Understand? Herbs which removes your muscular pains. Somebody has a muscle pains. In Hindu medicine, the herbs used, the same herbs, if it is processed with the powerful sounds, mantras, the same herbs can help you build muscles. Herbs which is used to clean your stomach, detox your stomach, the same herbs, if it is processed with mantra and you take it, you can levitate. The whole alchemy science of Hinduism is such powerful, super conscious centric. I'm just waiting for some more things to happen, this corona to settle down and allow all of you to come to Kailasa and visit. I'm planning for at least 100,000 people settling in Kailasa in next 5 years. And in next 10 years, everything Paramashiva has given to us in Vedagamic traditions and still giving us. Everything should be organized and made available to the world user-friendly way. Whether Hindu spiritual enlightenment science, the superconscious possibilities, Hindu medicine, Hindu physics, Hindu biology, Hindu chemistry, Hindu administration, everything. Everything. That's the way I'm planning for the Kailasa. We have so much to offer to the world. I wanted to address especially NRI Hindus. Oh, Hindus who are sitting all over the world outside India. You guys are the only hope for the Hinduism's future. You all are migrants. You all have migrated. You know the world. You know the importance of Hinduism. When you leave India and go to different countries, only then you stop taking Hinduism for granted. You start realizing its value and how much the Hinduism has contributed to your life. So the Hindus who are spread all over the world, the countries where you are minority, officially minority. I personally feel even in India, Hindus are minority. Because of the ecosystem, the anti-Hindus are able to successfully create it. The anti-Hindu elements in India have such tight network. They worked so hard last 100 years. It's literally choking the Hindus. So in India also, all practical purpose, Hindus are minority. But outside India, in reality also, Hindus are minority. I am addressing the Hindus who are living as minorities all over the world. Listen, you know the value of Hinduism, how much it has added to your life, how much of suffering is removed in your life due to your Hindu cognitions lifestyle. So I am addressing all of you. Wake up. You all have built thousands of temples all over the world. Great, no doubt, but not enough. We need to build Kailasa nation, just like Jews made a nation for them to keep the Judaism alive, their religion alive. Hindus need Kailasa to keep Hinduism alive for the future. Kailasa is the seed bank for Hinduism. We need a seed bank to keep Hinduism alive. I'm not saying all the Hindu diaspora immediately to move to Kailasa. I am saying wherever you are, plan to support and make Kailasa happen as quickly as possible. If some of you are interested in moving to Kailasa, great. But even otherwise, from wherever you are, see, all over the world, Jews, wherever they are, how they feel the need for the Israel. Same way, Hindus need to first realize the need for Kailas to keep the Hinduism alive, to keep the Hindu narrative alive, legitimate. We need at least one country where disrespecting Vedas and Agamas are blasphemy. Only then we can talk to the multinational companies, social media companies like Facebook, YouTube, many other organizations, telling them, hey, by law, it is a blasphemy in this country. So please recognize the Hindu scriptures are sacred. And disrespecting them, abusing them is wrong. We need to talk to those multinational companies legitimately. See, many companies are ready to listen if we talk legitimately. They are not fanatics. They are very open. But we need a legitimate body which declares all these are sacred, constitutionally sacred, and take it to them. So, Kailas has a purpose and we really need it. We really need it. I'm going to give you 1008 reasons why we need Kailasa. Hinduism needs to be given a exclusive attention to keep it alive. It's almost in the intensive care unit. We really need to keep it alive and revive it. We can't afford to play that apologetic Hindu game anymore. We need to be unapologetically Hindus. We need to have pride to have the jata, the Hindu jewelry, dress, lifestyle. We need to have courage to radiate Hinduism as a lifestyle. Stop this rest in peace when you are sending a condolence or obituary messages. Obituary or condolence messages. Be bold enough to write rest in Paramashiva. Why rest in peace? Where will you find eternal peace other than Paramashiva Padam? We Hindus need to be unapologetically Hindus. Stop being reluctant Hindus. உலகம் முழுவதிலும் அமர்ந்திருக்கும் இந்து பெருமக்களை வணங்கி வரவேற்கின்றேன். ஆய்ந்து அறிந்து விவாதித்து வாதித்து பல ஆண்டுகளாக பல நூல் வரலாற்று ஆராய்ச்சிகளை செய்து வெறும் நம்பிக்கையை மாத்திரம் சாராது ஆதாரங்களையெல்லாம் ஒன்று திரட்டி அறிவார்ந்த தெளிவான வாத பிரதிவாதங்கள் நிகழ்த்தி பரமசிவ பரம்பொருளின் பேரருளால் நாங்கள் எடுத்த சில முடிவுகளின் தொகுப்பை பரமசிவ பரம்பொருளின் பேரருளால் உங்கள் அனைவரின் முன்பும் பகிர்ந்து கொள்ளுகின்றேன். முதல், மனிதனின் பூர்வீகம் ஆதி பூமியில் குமரிக்கண்டமே. குமரிக்கண்டம் இருந்தது உண்மை. அந்த குமரிக்கண்டத்தின் மிச்சம்தான் தற்போதைய ஆஸ்திரேலியாவும் ஆப்பிரிக்காவும் மடகாஸ்கரும் இந்தியாவும் இலங்கையும் என்பதில் நாங்கள் தெளிவாக இருக்கின்றோம். எல்லா இறையியல் விஞ்ஞானங்கள், all the source of all religions, எல்லா கருத்தியல் தத்துவவியல் விஞ்ஞானங்களின் மூலம், the source of all thought currents, ideologies, philosophies and principle based lifestyle, எல்லா மொழிகளின் மூலமும் எல்லா இனப்பரிமாணங்கள் மற்றும் இனப்பரிணாமங்கள், multi dimensions of the civilizations and multiple aspects of the civilization. Listen, multi-dimension and multiple aspects of evolution of the civilizations. இவை எல்லாவற்றிற்கும் மூலமாக இருந்தது குமரிக்கண்டமே. அங்கு ஆதியாக உயிர்த்தெழுந்த மொழிகளுக்கெல்லாம் மூலமான தமிழியே. அதிலிருந்தே தமிழும், இன்று நாம் பேசும் தமிழும் சம்ஸ்கிருதமும் மற்ற எல்லா மொழிகளுமே உயிர்த்தெழுந்தன. நன்றாக புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். மொழியியலை உபயோகித்து இறையியலை அழிக்க முயற்சிப்பதோ, இறையியலை உபயோகித்து மொழியியலை அழிக்க முயற்சிப்பதோ முட்டாள்தனம். அதே போல மொழியியலுக்குள்ளேயே இந்த மொழி உயர்ந்ததா அந்த மொழி உயர்ந்ததா என்று கேட்பதே, உங்கள் வலதுகண் உயர்ந்ததா இடதுகண் உயர்ந்ததா என்று கேட்பதைப் போன்று முட்டாள்தனமானது. ஒரு பல்கலைக்கழகத்திலே பிசிக்ஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் உயர்ந்ததா கெமிஸ்ட்ரி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் உயர்ந்ததா அப்படின்னு கேட்கிறது முட்டாள்தனமானது. இயற்பியல் அது செய்ய வேண்டிய நன்மைகளை உலகத்திற்கு செய்ய வேண்டும், வேதியியல் அது செய்ய வேண்டிய நன்மைகளை உலகத்திற்கு செய்ய வேண்டும், ஒவ்வொரு இயலும் அதனதன் நன்மைகளை உலகிற்கு செய்ய வேண்டும். தமிழ் உயர்ந்ததா சம்ஸ்கிருதம் உயர்ந்ததா என்பதே விஷமத்தனமான கேள்வி. இந்த வாதத்தினால் வருகின்ற பக்கவாதங்கள் எல்லாமே, இந்த வாதத்தால் வருகின்ற பக்கவாதங்கள், பின்விளைவுகள் எல்லாமே விஷமத்தனமானவை. இவைகள் எல்லாமும், அதாவது எல்லா கருத்தியலும், எல்லா இறையியல்களும், எல்லா மொழியியல், இவைகள் எல்லாமே பரமசிவ பரம்பொருள் தானே நேரடியாக பூமிக்கு இறையனாராக சுந்தரேச பெருமான் சொக்கநாதனாக வந்திருந்து ஆதி பாண்டிய மன்னனாய் தானே இருந்து மனித சமூகத்தை நிறுவினார் என்பதை நாங்கள் தெளிவாக புரிந்துள்ளோம். இது உறுதியான, அறுதியான, இறுதியான தீர்ப்பு. எம்பெருமான் சுந்தரேச பெருமான் சொக்கநாத பெருமானே நேரடியாக இறையனார் என்கின்ற பெயர்தாங்கி குமரிக்கண்டத்தின் ஆதி பாண்டிய மன்னனாக வந்தமர்ந்து அருளாட்சி, அரசாட்சி, மொழியாட்சி, பொருளாட்சி என்கின்ற எல்லா துறைகளிலும் தன் ஞானத்தை உலகத்திற்கு வழங்கி மனித சமூகத்தை உயிர்பெறச் செய்தார், அமைத்து அளித்தார் என்பதில் நாங்கள் தெளிவாக இருக்கின்றோம். காலப்போக்கிலே பல்வேறு காரணங்களாலே மனிதன் சில காலங்களில் அவைகளை இழந்தும் மீண்டும் பெற்றும் மீண்டும் இழந்தும் இந்த விளையாட்டுகளுக்கெல்லாம் ஆளாகி இருக்கின்றான். இந்த விளையாட்டுகளிலெல்லாம் மேலும் கீழும் ஏறி இறங்கி இருக்கின்றான். ஆனால் அறுபடாத ஞான பரம்பரையாக ஆதி பரமசிவ பரம்பொருள் மனித உருத்தாங்கி சுந்தரேசராக, சொக்கநாத பாண்டியனாக, இறையனாராக அவதரித்து அன்றிலிருந்து இன்று வரை 293வது என் வரை அறுபடாத ஞான பரம்பரையாக வாழையடி வாழையென தேவராஜ சம்பிரதாயம் என்று சொல்வார்கள். பெருமானே வந்து அருளாட்சியும் அரசாட்சியும் இரண்டும் நடத்துகின்ற பெரும்பேறு பெற்ற இந்த ஞான பரம்பரை மலர்ந்தாக வேண்டிய கைலாயமாக அமைக்கப்பட்டாக வேண்டிய மறுமலர்ச்சி செய்யப்பட்டு உலகத்திற்கெல்லாம் அளிக்கப்பட வேண்டிய காலம் வந்துவிட்டதனால் இந்த கைலாயம் மலர்ந்திருக்கின்றது. எம்பெருமான் இறையனார், சொக்கேசப் பெருமான், சுந்தரேசப் பெருமான் ஆதி பாண்டிய மன்னனாக வந்து இந்த தேவராஜ பரம்பரையை தேவனே மகாதேவனே வந்து ராஜ்யம் நடத்துகின்ற இந்த தேவராஜ பரம்பரையை உருவாக்கி வைத்து மீண்டும் மீண்டும் பல காலகட்டங்களில் தானே அவதரித்து இங்கு அருளாட்சியும் அரசாட்சியும் மொழியாட்சியும் தானே முன்னிருந்து நடத்தி மனித இனத்திற்கு மீண்டும் 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 இந்த மிகப்பெரிய ஞான வாழ்க்கை முறை, த என்லைட்டன்மெண்ட் ஈகோசிஸ்டம், ஞான பரமசிவ ஞான, பரமசிவ விஞ்ஞான, பரமசிவ மெய்ஞான சத்தியங்களை அடிப்படையாக வைத்த வாழ்க்கை முறை, இதை மீண்டும் 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 புனரமைத்து மறுமலர்ச்சி செய்து உலகத்திற்கு அளித்துக் கொண்டே இருக்கின்றார். வாழையடி வாழையென வந்ததிரு ஞான கூட்டம், வந்த ஞான திருக்கூட்டம், கைலாசோன்னத, கைலாசத்தின் மிக உயர்ந்த துவாதசாந்த ஷியாமளாபீட சர்வஞ பீடம். இந்த பரம்பரை, இந்த சிவஞான பூத பரம்பரை பொலிய வேண்டிய காலம் வந்ததனால் கைலாசம் மலர்ந்திருக்கின்றது. ஒரு லட்சம் பேர் வாழுகின்ற ஒரு இடமாக, 1,00,000 பேர் நிரந்தரமாக வாழுகின்ற ஒரு இடமாக கைலாசம் அடுத்த 5 ஆண்டிலிருந்து 10 ஆண்டுகளுக்குள் கட்டமைக்கப்படும். பரமசிவ பரம்பொருள் குமரிக்கண்டம் செய்தபோது என்னென்னவெல்லாம் இறையியல் விஞ்ஞானங்கள், மொழியியல் ஞானங்கள், அரசியல், அறிவியல், சக்தி இயல், புவியியல், புவியியல் சார்ந்த அறிவு, வரலாறு சார்ந்த அறிவு, ஒவ்வொரு துறையிலும் அவர் அளித்த எல்லா மூல தத்துவங்களையும் வாழ்க்கை முறையையும் சத்தியங்களையும் புனரமைப்பு செய்து அவைகள் மூலமாக மனித இனத்திற்கு எல்லா சாத்தியமான சேவைகளையும் செய்வதுதான் கைலாயத்தின் நோக்கம். 1008 காரணங்கள் கைலாயத்தின் தேவையான் ஏன் கைலாயம் தேவை என்பதற்கான 1008 காரணங்களை அடுத்தடுத்த சத்சங்கங்களிலே விளக்கப் போகின்றேன். முதல் காரணம் இன்று உங்களோடு பகிர்ந்து கொள்ளுகின்றேன். குமரிக்கண்டத்தின் மறுமலர்ச்சியே கைலாசம். மகா கைலாசம் அந்த வாழ்வியல் முறை பரமசிவ பரம்பொருள் நேரில் வந்து பூமியில் மலரச் செய்ததுதான் குமரிக்கண்ட வாழ்க்கை முறை. அதை மீண்டும் மலரச் செய்வதுதான் கைலாசத்தின் நோக்கம். Let these principles be heard. Let the Jivartha Sadas and Vakyartha Sadas happen on these principles. Then I will continue further in the further satsangs. I wanted to have a meeting with all the Paramashiva Ganas by tomorrow. Please understand, if you are inspired by this why Kailasa and want to be part of the Kailasa from wherever you are, I wanted to create E-Sarvanya Pitas, like wherever you are, from there you can start supporting the nation building of Kailasa through digitally. Digitally you can support building Kailasa in multiple ways from wherever you are, raising more resources, treasure, time, talent through donations and various other activities from wherever you are. Legally you can support Kailasa nation building. We will be having a meeting for that. All inspired hands, all hands meeting, all inspired hands meeting by tomorrow we will be having. So whoever is interested, please sign up. We will send you the link for the meeting. So tomorrow we can have a meeting. I wanted to create E-SJPs, E-Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. Every devotee's house, sincere devotee's house can become E-Sarvanya Pita. And we can start developing the systematic way of serving Hindus, serving humanity at large, serving the whole world by properly organizing ourselves and integrating ourselves, using our time, treasure, talent intelligently to serve larger number of people and larger number of good of the larger number of people. So tomorrow 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we will be having this meeting, all hands meeting. Whoever is inspired to build Kailasa, you can come and attend the meeting. After attending the meeting, you can sign up for various possibilities and we will start grooming, helping, supporting you. It will be literally building the e-governance system of Kailasa. Kailasa is going to have 2 governance systems. E-governance will be global. Governance will be centered in Kailasa. Physically centered in Kailasa will be government of Kailasa. And globally, we will be having a structure called e-government of Kailasa. So tomorrow, we are going to have a meeting to build a e-government structure all over the world. So, from e-government, we will evolve the government structure. We already have certain structure, but we wanted to expand it and evolve it to the next level. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, super consciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षिसुन्दरेश्वरा भिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्ररत्न कुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वतीस्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञान विश्रुतसकलनिगमागमसारभूतद्राविडवेदप्रवक्त्रे श्रीमत्परमशिवकरुणासमधिगतमुक्तामयचतुरश्रयान् गीयमान छत्रचामर श्रीचिह्नकाहलादिसमस्तबिरदावल्यलङ्कृत ज्ञानविज्ञानचक्रवर्ती सर्वजनसङ्घसद्यो निर्वाणदीक्षाव्ययापवर्गवर्ष विश्राण जीमूत परमतकलभकेसरी शैवसिद्धान्तस्थापनाचार्य श्रीराजाधिराज पाण्ड्य महाराज गुरु क्षपणशाक्यादिमहान्धकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणानर्हार्हध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद्वृषभध्वजस्थापक शैव समयकर्त्रे सर्वज्ञपीठारूढ श्रीजगद्गुरु श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धदेशिक स्वामि वागीश सुन्दर माणिक्यवाचक स्वामिनाम् अवतारभूत श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्ध स्वामि पुनरुद्धृत श्यामलापीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ 93 गुरुमहासन्निधान अरुणगिरियोगीश्वर परम्परागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञपीठ गुरुमहासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत काञ्ची कैलास सर्वज्ञपीठ 33 गुरुमहासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्यमङ्गल नित्यकल्याण नित्यरजित कैलास परम्परागत आदि कैलास नित्यानन्दपीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासनपीठकर्तः साक्षात् श्रीपरमशिव समुद्भूत कैलासपरम्परागत वैवस्वतमनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चन्द्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचन्द्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परम्परागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मण्डित चतुष्षष्टि सम्प्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्मशासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुराङ्गि साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूडामणे साक्षात् श्रीपरमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणिपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्रीमहामण्डलेश्वर साक्षात् श्रीपरमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्रीमहागणपति समारम्भ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरुपरम्परा प्राप्त अटलपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटलपीठाधीश्वर धर्ममुक्ति स्वर्गपुरस्वर्णपीठ त्रयोविंश गुरुमहासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ जगद्गुरो श्रीकैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्रीकैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानन्द प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवच्छ्री नित्यानन्द परमशिव श्री ज्ञान सम्बन्ध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिन् अत्रागत्य परिपाल्य च अस्मान् विज्ञान वितरणेन विजयी भव जय जय।
Nithyanandam, that was a beautiful satsang given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Parameshwar. It was direct revelations that Swamiji has told us in this satsang from Kailasa, directly from Kailasa. And the first thing the Swamiji briefly says is that cognize your super consciousness, not because of the benefit of it, but it is a truth. And slowly he has taken us, sailed us through effortlessly through this Mahapralay, and the intensity and the frequency of the satsang right now is increased to where it revolves around these 2 points, that we are super consciousness, we are Paramashiva. Now it has come to a point where Swamiji is opening our eyes and leading us to the pathway, telling us that we are Paramashiva and we are supposed to see everybody as Paramashiva and treat ourselves as Paramashiva. When we start doing that, we start getting the direct super consciousness from Paramashiva himself. And this was the essence of today's satsang. And with this, we'll be ending with the Purna Mantra. And before that, make sure to go to kailasa.org, Hindu votes, to participate in the first ever Hindu voting conducted by the federal government of Kailasa. And make sure to vote for the right cause and participate in the history of Hindu votes that Swamiji is beautifully reviving through Hindu Parliament. And with this, we'll end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Parameshwar Padukar Pranamastu. Om Nithyanandam.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa.